Hundreds of people have taken part in the largest hunt for the Loch Ness monster in 50 years in Scotland.
What could be unexplained phenomena that they see?
There is a lake in Scotland you cannot see into. Sunlight dies 30 feet down. Below that, there is only black water. For 1,500 years, people here described the same thing. Something long, something moving, something alive in the dark.
There's a clear, focused image in the middle of it that I can't instantly explain.
Tourists fly across oceans for it. Scientists waste decades chasing it. The experts are certain it is impossible. The lake is too cold, too small, too empty. They are certain. Then in 2018, one researcher stops hunting the monster. He starts studying the water itself. 250 bottles. That is all it takes. And what he pulls out of Loch Ness matches no theory anyone argued about for 90 years. It is stranger than a monster. This is what they find. To understand the answer, you first have to understand the lake. Loch Ness is not normal water. It is a wound in the planet, 23 miles long, 755 feet deep. It holds more fresh water than every lake in England and Wales combined, and it sits directly on top of a living fault. The Great Glen Fault cuts 62 miles across Scotland. It is not dead. It still moves. It still shakes the ground. But the real secret is the water. Rain drains through ancient peat before it reaches the lake. The peat stains it the color of black tea, the same color whiskey takes from the barrel. Drop your hand below the surface on a bright day. You lose sight of your fingers before your wrist is wet. Sonar struggles here. Cameras are almost useless. For all practical purposes, the lake is blind. You cannot see into Loch Ness. You can only see what briefly rises out of it. And the lake itself is moving in ways your eyes were never built to notice. The first report is older than almost any legend in Britain. Around the year 565, a missionary named Columba comes to the Highlands. A monk records that a water beast rises from the river with a loud roaring. For centuries, that line is read as folklore. Then a geologist notices the original Latin. The roaring is not an animal. It matches an earthquake on the fault below. Gas and water bursting through the lake bed. A monster made of geology. The modern legend is younger. In 1933, a new road opens along the shore. For the first time, the world can see the water. A local couple reports something rolling and plunging in the loch. A newspaper prints one word: monster. A year later comes the photograph everyone knows. The long neck, the small head. It defines the mystery for 60 years. In 1994, a dying man confesses. The monster is a toy submarine, a plastic head on a child's model. But the hoax does not kill the mystery, because the photograph is never the only evidence. In 1987, 24 boats sweep the entire lake with sonar at once. They find 3 contacts, larger than a shark, smaller than a whale, deep and moving. Then they vanish before the boats can turn around. No one ever explains them, and no one thinks to ask the simplest question of all. Not what is in the lake, but what is the water already telling us? In June 2018, a geneticist from New Zealand walks the shore with a small crew. His name is Neil Gemmell. He has no interest in monsters. His logic is simple. Everything alive sheds its DNA into the water. Skin, mucus, waste. If something lives in Loch Ness, its code is floating in the lake right now. He fills 250 bottles. Surface, mid-depth, the bottom, every region of the loch. Then he sequences all of it against the known life on Earth. In September 2019, he stands at the water's edge and gives the verdict. Around 3,000 species. The plesiosaur theory. No reptile DNA, dead. The sturgeon theory, dead. The giant shark theory, dead. The catfish theory, quietly backed by serious hunters, also dead. 4 legends erased in a single afternoon. But one signal lights up every sample, every depth, every corner of the lake. Eels, European eels, everywhere in numbers that surprise even him. 90 years of mystery, narrowed to a single suspect. So is the monster just an eel? It is not that simple. Most eels are small, but some never leave fresh water. They stop breeding, they keep eating, they keep growing. For decades. One Swedish eel reportedly lives in a well for 155 years. Loch Ness offers cold, calm, endless food and almost no predators. The perfect place to grow old and large. But how large? A 2023 study puts the odds of even a 1-meter eel at roughly 1 in 50,000. Possible? Rare. Not a giant. So the eel is not the whole answer either. And here is where it turns. The monster is not one thing. It is the lake doing several things at once. First, the eels. Long, dark, undulating bodies just under the surface. Second, the wave you cannot see. After every windstorm, the lake sloshes internally for weeks. A dark hump glides across the surface, sometimes against the wind, with no boat in sight. Third, the fault. Gas and tremors break the surface from below. Fourth, the water itself. With visibility of inches, your brain cannot judge size or distance. A swan becomes a serpent. Fifth, the legend. Once the word monster is printed, every ripple becomes a candidate. 5 forces, 1 lake, 1 ghost built from all of them. The monster, it turns out, is the lake itself. And not everyone accepts it. One man sold his house in 1991 and moved into a van on the shore to watch the water. 30 years later, he is still there. He believes it is a giant catfish. The DNA found none. And yet, a few threads still refuse to disappear. Those 3 sonar contacts from 1987 are never matched to anything. Around a fifth of Gemmell's DNA reads match no known species in the database. And in 2024, a hydrophone catches a slow, rhythmic pulse from the deep. The researcher says he has never heard it before. Probably microbes, probably the fault, probably the water. Probably. The science has narrowed the mystery almost to nothing. The plesiosaur is gone, the unknown beast is gone. But the lake is still cold, still black, still moving, still making monsters for anyone who stops at the shore and feels something shift at the edge of their vision. So here is the question we leave you with. If the monster is never a creature but the lake itself, then what made that sound in 2024? Tell us your theory. The eels, the fault, or something still down there in the dark that the bottles never caught? We are reading every one.